Out into little tears.
I got your back.
He gonna hold it down.
Stand in the paint.
So before we get into the actual tribute itself, what I wanted, we wanted to kind of talk about when you think about dear future hubby, dear future husband, the future mate. What is the first thing that comes to mind for the ladies? And for the guys, how are you preparing yourself to be? If now look, listen, if it don't apply to you, no worries. It's okay. It's not for everybody. Okay. But at the same time, if it is marriage is your end game, how are you preparing yourself? What are some things that you are doing that is going to be putting you in a position for dear future hubby?
Hmm.
So what do you think? What should a man be doing if he's genuinely trying to be dear future hubby?
Well, I mean, make sure he has make sure he's stable, number one. If you ain't got it together, have a good plan. You know what I'm saying? On how to get it together. Um, Make sure you are emotional. I want to make sure I'm emotionally available, you know, for my significant other, which is baby. Because at the end of the day, I can be very, you know, narcissistic at times. And not only that, I can also be, dot my I's, cross my T's, very anal about certain things. So I got to understand that there's another person and she has her own feelings and I got to take her feelings in account as well as my own. Because as we learn, protection is not always a physical thing. It's an emotional thing. You got to protect her from the outside world, but you got to protect her inside, heart, emotions too. Just a thought. So I just want to be more prepared for her emotionally to be able to receive her, understand her, and learn her and love her the way she teaches me how to love. That's all I got.
That's good. That's good because when I'm thinking of a future husband,
Mhm.
dear future hubby, I'm thinking, holistically, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. I'm looking at the whole, him being a well-rounded individual. We can work on some things, but at a certain point in my life, I'm not trying to build a man.
True.
Now, I'm not necessarily saying that man's supposed to come to me ready-made without flaws and imperfections and such, but at the same time,
Have a plan.
the plan that not just can be executed, but the plan that's in progress.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can physically see the effort being put forth towards being somebody's dear future husband.
All right. I hear y'all up in here. We got Benicia, Jessica, how y'all doing? Bettina, how you doing, Bettina? Okay, gotcha. Erica, how y'all doing today? We all here for the same reasons. We all here for the same reason.
All right.
All right.
So what do you think, ladies? When you see the dear future hubby, it just when I think back on some posts that Adrienne had, like I mentioned last night, she had the darndest times with her phone. Everybody know her, knew her, knows her. She never kept a phone for more than a few weeks. Sometimes she may have had 3 or 4 phones at one time. And one day we talked, and she was like, "I hope when I get me a husband that he understand that we gonna have to have whatever is the unlimited plan on phone repairs." And I was like, it's just terrible, especially because it's not like she's always on the phone. She's on the phone, but she wasn't always on the phone. Like, how do you break it? Because she done left it somewhere. She put it on top of the car and then ran over the phone.
It wasn't important to her.
It was important, but not that important She in her mind like it's just a phone. I'll get another phone. They gonna fix it. They'll fix it. And then when they don't, when they give her the hardest time fixing because look, you just came here 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe last month, and we let you gave us a hard time when we just fixed your phone 6 months ago. Oh man, that was just the phone situation. Was one of the things. Then we have the car.
Oh man.
She got her car
The
stories.
car was the funniest part.
People
Tell
to
their
tell their story. I'm going to let me see if I can unmute you all. If you want to say something, because I know I have people on, so I'll unmute yourself. And if you want to speak, we won't obviously be able to speak at once. So put your little raise your hand button for those that's on Zoom. If there's multiple people trying to talk. So that's why you're here, okay? So don't be ashamed. Don't worry. We came here to do this and try to stay as smiley face as possible. All right, go ahead, Rashonda.
No, I said the car was the funniest part.
Can you all hear her? Let me make sure because I know I have to adjust the volume.
Woo!
Can you hear me?
To run it on, you're gonna have to look at it that way, and I'm gonna have to hold on. Let me get it right, okay? I don't want to have the volume running because then it'll just sound weird.
Okay, so you want me to put this on?
I believe I should be able to hear you if you speak up. Okay, you can hear everyone. Okay, and what I would like, thank you, Dresha. If anyone that's actually not on the Zoom, if you can tell me, say yes, you can hear, that would be great. Go ahead, Rashonda.
So first, let me say I'm drinking out of me and Adrienne's matching wine to-go cups because we always needed both had to have our to-go cups when we would be out and about. So last Christmas when we did the sweater party, we kept exchanging all the gifts.
I can't hear you.
And huh? You heard me?
Just keep talking.
Okay.
Because everybody can hear you. It's just that we don't want to have too many things going with music on. So keep talking. You're good.
So yeah, last Christmas when we had the sweater party, all the gifts got exchanged around and around and around to the point where nobody ever opened my gift, and I wound up taking my gift back. So the gift that I have for the white elephant exchange was these matching cups, 2 cups. And when I finally opened it, Adrienne was like, "Oh my God, if I didn't know you had those, I would have took that." And I'm like, "Well, here, you take one and I'll take one. And then whenever we together, we sipping our drink out, out our matching cups." So tonight for my girl, I got our matching cups.
Okay.
But the car, Adrienne's car hated her. And she hated it. I swear to God, she said they didn't replace everything under the hood and the thing still don't work. And she used to be like, "Rashonda, come get me from this doggone dealership. I've been here for 4 hours. They ain't did nothing. Just throw it away." and I used to be like, "Girl, I don't know." She's like, "I don't know how this happens to me all the time." Like, the car just hated her. And we used to just laugh about it because it was like, well, what can you do but, let it go. So when I finally I got to her house and I never even saw the car. So I finally get to her house one day and I see the car in the driveway. I'm like, "Wait, this the nice car you keep talking about with all the problems?" She said, "Girl, yes, it's just cute." She said that car hates me and I hate it. But yeah, she couldn't go 5 minutes without some sort of car trouble. Like, I think in at least the last 2 years, that thing might have worked for about 5.5 minutes.
Wow, that's hilarious. Well, I know that's one of the stories that I definitely won't forget about one of the things with regards to her dear future hubby, because there's a many of stories, but that's definitely one of them. Hey, who's that? Dorian?
Davian.
Davy. Okay, I couldn't tell. All right. Who else? All right. So there's going to be people, like I say, coming in. Just come on in. I'm going to be accepting you in. And what we're doing, what we're talking about is how can you, how are men essentially preparing themselves to be someone's dear future hubby? And for the ladies, what would you like to see in your dear future hubby? All right.
Before I mute myself, can I share my favorite dear future hubby?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was August 27th, 2017. She said, dear future hubby, I need your help with a project. We either gonna be filthy rich or we gonna change the world. And that's how Adrienne lived. I just commented the other day, like, Adrienne, you did change the world, because girl, my world is forever enriched because of you. And that's how she thought. I mean, she has so many ideals and so many, you know, she has so much thought about this civil rights fight, about what she wanted in her husband, what she wanted in her for her daughter, what she wanted for our community. And that doesn't leave me. She told one person, somebody commented on one of her posts about don't they didn't agree with protesting, and she said, that's okay, you ain't got to agree with protesting. It's a lot of warriors we got in this fight. Some people gonna be on the front lines getting arrested, some people gonna be bailing those people out, some people gonna be marching, some people gonna be in the background writing speeches, some people gonna be in the front lines reading the speeches. It don't matter what your role is, just make sure you got one. But if you ain't got no role, then you got to go. We don't need your type. But take whatever role you feel like you're supposed to have and own it. And that stuck with me throughout all that, because I didn't believe in the march, the protesting either. But when I heard her say that, I'm like,
you're right.
Okay, girl, you own it. All right, that's my share.
Thank you. All right. If anybody, like I say, for those that's coming in, if you want to speak, please. If there's multiple people speaking, obviously we want to just make sure everyone can be heard, and just hit the little raised hand, and we'll make sure I get you unmuted. And we got the time to talk, so don't worry about rushing per se, but we do want to make sure everyone have the opportunity to speak that desires to speak. So, and just FYI, we do have her daughter and we have her sister on the show, and there's going to be tons of family and friends on both the Zoom as well as on the actual Facebook page. Okay, so this is Zoom, but it is live via Facebook. So if you are here, you will be seen on the Facebook, as my grandma would call it, on the book face. But this is you'll be okay. I've already disciplined this one with his mouth. And again, for those coming in, we are in the midst of having our show, and in honor of our dear friend and loved one, Adrienne Skinner, the title is, Dear Future Hubby. So if you are a man and you are actually preparing yourself to be dear future hubby, what do you think you should be doing for preparation? Mm-hmm. And for you ladies, what do you want to see with dear future hubby? And as we talked just briefly, or just a moment ago, not really briefly, but just mentioned, obviously you need a man that gonna get your car fixed. Okay, that got the capacity. If he can't fix it himself, I need for him to take the car and go get it fixed.
Have friends that fix cars.
And don't take my car to no bootlegger Okay, no shade tree.
Woo,
I'm gonna need it to be fixed.
woo.
Okay, that
Well,
part.
if you put it in my hands, baby, just trust that it's gonna get done.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Now you can change the tires all you want. You can get the oil change, but when we start working on some actual engine work, I'm gonna need for you and your buddies that. And if I come around and I see 5 of y'all congregated around the hood, I'm gonna throw all the men away.
All right, enough of that.
No, ain't enough of that because all the ladies say, "Amen." Okay.
Listen, this is supposed to be a good show.
That's what it is.
I don't feel like us men need to be personally attacked.
We're not attacking you.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not attacking you. We just preparing you for the life of being future hubby.
Okay.
Cause that's what you're gonna have to deal with. Cause I'm gonna be standing somewhere with my hand on my hip trying to understand
Yeah, let me tell you.
why is it 5 of y'all around this light bulb?
First of all, it won't be 5 of us.
Looking up, trying to figure out, and then you got the one telling y'all what to do, and they ain't even know what near the light bulb.
All right.
That is not the dear future hubby we looking for. Okay? So what most women typically look for is holistic. A man that's holistically well-rounded, financially, spiritually, emotionally, all of that. Okay. And you mentioned it.
Oh yeah, I did.
You mentioned it in your way, but ultimately that's what we want because, especially the emotional part. In a time like now, or just anytime, we just having a rough day at work. I want you to be there to listen to me, vent. Not you ain't gotta go beat them up, but I need you. I need to know. I need to know that you will fight them. Okay, but we gotta keep the job.
Well, all I'm gonna say is, because we do need to preface this, learn your mate. All right. Not everybody's the same. So you can't go taking your old things, which you did for somebody else, and thinking they're gonna work. They may, but understand it may not be original, it may not be organic. Understand, take the time to learn your mate. Period. You know what I'm saying? Study them. Right. It may look like craziness. It might look crazy or funny. They might look at you like, "What are you doing?" But eventually, as long as y'all keep going, and they figure out that, damn, he's right on key, or damn, she's right on cue. This is that time. This is what you're doing. You're being a great partner.
Understood.
Right.
So I'm going to be saying, kind of repeating myself a little, but I just want that way everyone is aware of what's actually happening for those that come in throughout the show. This is a tribute to Adrienne. We have her sister, we have her daughter, we have friends from all the walks throughout her 44 years of her life. Coming in on the Zoom, and they may decide to say something. And if they don't want to say it, you can put it in the chat, and I will make sure we read it from the chat. And we also the Zoom is live on Facebook on our Facebook page. So anyone that's on the Facebook page, and if you have something to say, drop it in the comment section below, and but what we're talking about as a tribute is about dear future hubby. Okay, all right, just letting everyone kind of, because I know we got people coming in, and so just to let the people know.
Okay, I got somebody who said something. They say, "I'm preparing by being financially independent, emotionally stable, physically healthy, and spiritually connected." Okay, that's what's up. I'm also preparing my mind and my house the way I want. I like family meals, so I'm learning how to cook for myself, for my family, or himself. I hear you. I hear you, bro.
That's
I
good.
hear you. That's what's up. What you
Look,
got?
that's when he said that about cooking, that's big. Thank you.
Hey, hey. Everybody got their niche.
Look, okay.
I may not, hey, listen, I may not be the, what you say, the auto mechanic, but I am an artist in the kitchen.
Let me tell you, he can cook.
So y'all saying y'all don't miss my cooking?
No, yes,
Oh, yeah,
you
we
cook
miss it.
well too. But I'm just saying, on a regular basis,
I'm teasing.
I prayed, and they say when you pray, and you start manifesting things, you got to be specific.
You're right.
You got to be very specific. And I sure enough said, boy, I'm tired of cooking. Woo! But I want to eat. And look at God.
Hey, listen. May not physically look like she wants, but she got herself a dope boy. And it's okay. Yeah, hey, listen. I am a retired athlete, okay? A retired athlete, all right? You got me. You know what I'm saying? So one time in my life, I might have had a six-pack, but it's a keg now. I'm sorry.
We working on that. We've been working hard on that. Okay?
I'm sorry.
Okay. And we okay with that. We okay with the little dope boy.
Woo!
Yeah. So long as he stay physically active, we can work with it, and he does. So
This drink hit different, boy. I'm telling you.
okay.
Mine too.
Uh-huh.
I said my drink too.
Good.
What I'm talking about.
Listen, for the people that don't know what's going on, like I said, we do have adult beverages, but it's not a requirement to be a part of the show. Please don't hesitate to say what you want to say.
Right.
If you're sipping on some water, great. Put it in a cute little glass.
Right.
Make it fancy for yourself sometimes.
Right. Lie to the world right now. It's a good. Nobody knows what said it.
You don't even have to lie. You don't even have to lie. Because let me see. Somebody said they had I think it was watermelon.
Watermelon mint water.
Watermelon mint water. That sounds fancy.
Somebody had whiskey and Pepsi. I mean, wait a minute now.
Yeah,
that's a little different. Everybody usually hit with the Coca-Cola. She hit it with the Pepsi.
Yeah, nice little sweetness. Somebody said they sipping on work. Always working. Yes. One of the sippers. That's good. That's nothing wrong with working. All right. So what I want to do real quick, so that anybody that wants to chime in, I want to show you all something. Okay.
All right. She getting fancy, y'all. She doing some real things here.
Oh, stop. Don't be that guy.
I'm gonna be all that guy. I'm supporting. When you do technical things that I don't know nothing about, I'm gonna support the hell out of you. You dig?
Thank you. If you can see my screen, can you all
just put a thumbs up, for those who can see it, if you can.
Hopefully you'll be able to see it. So as you know, we were, like I mentioned earlier, that I'm gonna go try to get back to the beginning.
It's coming through. You see, man?
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm trying to get it back to the beginning.
Oh, okay. That part I can't do.
I know, it's all right. It's not you, it's me. All right. So what I wanted is because, again, this show is about Dear Future Hubby, right? And what I did was I went through and I had been looking and searching, trying to get as much material as I could possibly get for her Dear Future Hubby. And when I tell you, this goes back to maybe, I think as early as maybe 2016 or 2017 when she started
I'm here for
with the Dear Future Hubby.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have a few slides. Don't worry, I won't bore you. I thought this was the cutest thing when her daughter um, let them know.
Okay.
She always let them know I'm here. So you love her, you love me too. Is that how it works? I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to work.
Well, hey man, that's something we need to talk more about. You know, as far as like when you get with somebody, marriage or in a committed relationship, you gotta be a parent figure. I'm not saying you gotta be their parent, but you gotta be a figure in the children's life if they have children.
Yeah.
And how does that look?
Especially when the child or children, they're not playing. They're not playing about their children or child for nobody.
Right.
For nobody. It doesn't, not happening. So let me see if I can get back to my screen before that. So here's one. This one in particular isn't about the car, but when I'm thinking of my dear future hubby, I need same principle. Can you fix something or can you get it fixed?
I can remove pipe, unclog the sinks, everything that's working in between. That I can do. I can jam a pipe up or he'll just teasing, man. Come on. I'm doing my best not to go down that road, baby. Focus, it says focus.
Right. But like you were saying about having a child or children, look, she telling them right now, first of all, Saturday is washing your car. That's the day we wash cars, right? So we wash cars on Saturdays. Just know that said child say, look,
you got 3 cars.
Their future stepdad, she actually got 3 cars.
Oh, that hurt. That hit you where it hurt, man. He got to stay out there every hour. Oh, no.
Look, but the relationship that they had together, I loved it. I adored it. They had each other's back. Okay. And that goes back to 2017. This is back when this was just, oh man.
What?
We had jokes.
Hold on. She got hell in that picture, baby. Baby, you got a little hell going on.
Oh, you hush. That was a whole funny moment anyway about the she with her doing this, we always would be co-signing like, well, we can't wait for him to show up. Where he at though? So it was just, man.
How's it here?
Right.
How's it here, boss?
So this is just some, like I said, I've been pulling and taking some screenshots and everything, trying to get as much compiled as possible. Okay. I didn't post everything, of course.
Oh, there go the car. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So this one, she was talking about pancakes or French toast, but then she was back at she was like, oh, I forgot we getting fine. Getting fine together, fruit and yogurt it is. And okay. So this is something, hopefully I can get the button pushed. Let me go back. Sorry.
Well, you're going through them all.
I didn't want to.
It's okay, baby. We here for
That's not what I was trying to do. Sometimes when you push this technology, it just gonna be the way that it is. And everybody understand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wow, that's great.
I can't make it play.
That's all right.
It don't want to play for me. But in this video, there is a video clip that's in here, and she was pretty much saying, she mentioned about this future hubby in this clip. And I thought it was just the funniest thing. I got her up like 5 o'clock. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning. And
Stop doing up that early.
we went walking. She kept saying, just keep calling me, keep calling. I'm gonna go. I was like, look, if I call you, I'm gonna give you. Everybody knows she's late. Everybody knows she's never on time, but she was committed to it. And I was like, I'm gonna work with you because I know what we gotta do.
Hold up.
I know what we
That's why
gotta
we were
do.
such good friends.
And you just know what to do. Anybody that knows what you got to do. It's just no secret. You just know what you got to do. Okay? So I will call her before she needs to get up, well in enough time, and I got her up. She finally got her up, and she said, "Well, I'm gonna walk." Because we don't live far from each other. So she was like, I'm gonna walk and meet you at the corner, and then we're gonna keep walking, and then I'll walk home. And I was like, okay, all right, boom. So that's what we ended up doing. And so that particular morning, I was like, I have to record this because everybody was saying she ain't gonna do it, and I needed to have the proof that you actually did it. So that really, man, that was, whew. That was
very
one of those moments that she was determined. Yeah, so I'm gonna just stop right there with that. If anyone have, like I say, anything that they want to add, let me know. I'm just going through a few of these slides, and I'm almost done. Okay, so I was just letting you all be able to read just a few things over the years that she, with her dear future hubby, just various posts. You may have your own story, but one thing she was not playing about him, and she was letting it be very clear that these are some requirements, to say the least, about these are some things you may as well understand in advance because it's definitely happening. All right, cool. All right. So I just wanted to share that with everyone because I know that, she really meant a lot to a lot of us. And, I know that it's rough. It is not easy at all, but we are here and we're definitely going to push through and, show her and her daughter, how we gonna do this, how we make this thing happen for each other. Let me make it go away. I'm trying to get my screen right. Let me see what they said
So
here.
I promise.
No, I have it now. I'm just going into the chat. She said, I love when she said, you're going to have to help me take out my twist. Right.
Oh, man.
Right. Because and anybody knows, everybody knows she got a lot of hair. So,
as you can see in those pictures.
and then when she goes and put the braids in it, it takes her 3 and 4 days to do her braids. And then she got to get the whole village to take them out. And that's when it gets funny. And then you take it out and it's just as much hair there as it was when she had braids. Hilarious. All right. So look, you said you needed to say something? You wanted to say something, Rashonda?
I was actually thinking about one of the last conversations I had with Adrienne. It was the Sunday before she passed. And I was telling her, I often talk to Adrienne, I talked to her about my relationship issues or my, man problems. And I was telling her, and this and in keeping with the dear future hubby, theme, leave me alone, Carl. I was telling her how, I've been kind of in this situationship and, I don't want to be in some sort of situationship and miss out on who could be legitimately dear future hubby, based on his indecisiveness. Like if you in some sort of situation where somebody could be possibly, that's what I told her. I don't want him holding me hostage while there's somebody I could be passing up. And she said, oh yeah, you're definitely going to have a talk with him, because you need to know where you stand, and he needs to know where you stand. If you don't do, and she told me, she's like, if you don't do that, then that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to settle for what you know is not adequate for you, and then you're going to pass up what could be better for you. And I've been thinking about that for the last 2 weeks, like she was right. She was like, and so one of the last things she said to me, in text message at least, was, yeah, you need to have a conversation with him. So ladies and gentlemen, if you genuinely like somebody and you genuinely want somebody, then don't let your fears or worries, or not being sure how you gonna sway that, or how you gonna fix that, stop you from going after what it is you really want. Because I don't want to be held hostage by somebody who not gonna never be the future husband. That's the goal, right?
Right.
So I still haven't had the conversation.
You will.
Right.
When the time is right, you definitely will. So
right.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Anybody else? Okay, so now I want to make sure I open it up. Okay, I want to make sure I open it up for everyone to come in.
Hey, Quan, this is Bettina.
Hey, Bettina.
Hey, I just want to say this is a really good podcast and discussion. One of the things that I know that Adrienne will probably do a future hubby will be about the election. As you know, she was very, very active. She was an active warrior for Black Lives Matter, and I knew that would have been something she was going to say, like, dear future hubby, I make sure we vote together. So I just want to say that was something that she was manifesting into her life, what she wanted to happen, what kind of man that she wanted, but also doing it in a way where other women can relate to, because we all know that we're all searching for that one. And Adrienne did it in a way that everybody can relate to, and kind of make this their vision board, but the vision board is actually Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Because we're actually playing, but I think we're all serious. You know what I'm saying? We all want somebody who's going to help us with our hair, that's going to cook those meals for us, take care of our car, and just be there with us when we got to go to weddings and funerals. And I think that's what she was saying, but making it in a very lightful way. So I'm glad I'm here. It's good to have laughter and remember this during this time. So I just want to say that and add those two little comments.
Thank you so much. And that does make, she really had a way of using real life situations and, make a joke of it. But at the same time, the realness of it, that you couldn't get away from it. And the thing is, she had a bazillion suitors. They were definitely shooting the shot. The shots was being like boom, boom, boom. But she wasn't with it. It wasn't like, it was entertainment almost. I know she meant well, but they
just wasn't it.
It just wasn't it.
But she knew when it came, she knew it was gonna come. Right.
So that's, it's because if you look at some of those Dear Future Hubby posts, I'm talking about 100. I'm here. Like, pick me. Like, they,
I so hate the ones that, like the guys who would shoot their shot. And then the next morning, she hit him with a Dear Future Hubby, and they seeing this shit going down. Like, damn, what am I, chopped liver?
Right. I just said, here I go. I just said, and they were in area codes, okay? I'm talking about in different area code, area code, you know what I'm saying? Like, my girl wasn't playing with him now, but even with the options that were available, there was a certain alignment that she desired, and they did. A lot of them had they looked good. They pictures and even the conversations, but it just wasn't enough. And she knew what she needed. She knew, like you say, she needed them. You could say one thing, yeah, I support you with, your community service and activism and everything, yeah, I'll go to church with you. Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, I'll do, I get you flued out, all of that. And sure,
Yep.
I'll go. I'll take it. Okay. But it wasn't long term enough. It just wasn't. It wasn't enough of substance. And hey,
Yep.
hey, what can you say? I mean, but then there's always that one, and then and what I admired a lot about her is her privacy. She was very, like Rashonda said it. I think it was Rashonda that had it on her. A social introvert. Like, I'm here, but I'm gonna be over here.
Right.
I'm gonna wave at y'all, and y'all know I'm here too. But I'm just not, and then I'm gonna come over there and hit the shoulder, lean with you, and then I'm gonna be back over here. And y'all go ahead and be great, but I'm gonna be sitting right here watching y'all be great, and that made her feel good.
You're right. She definitely
Can you hear
captured
me?
attention.
What you say, Dre?
Oh, so I was joking with Naya and my mom that Adrienne probably would have wanted her services like this, where people can't come, because she was just like, I love people, but no. She was definitely a social introvert. But one thing that I was always team, not whoever, but I always had somebody that was like, yeah, why don't you, what's up? But I would always be like, so if he asks, would you? Because I didn't want to be team anybody if she, wasn't team that person.
Right.
So, there was some times that she was like, oh, if it happens, it happens. And, but I was always rooting for her to, get married or be with their future hubby. But one thing that it seems to run in our families and a lot of women are strong, and that seems to be the only thing that they can show that they're strong. But I love that while showing that she was strong, she also showed that she can appreciate and need and want dear future hubby to be there for her, even in her moments when she's strong. She showed that she does it because she is required to while she's single, but that's not what she wanted.
Yeah. It's funny because I had my team pick.
Right.
And
we were on some comments together, like, hey.
Yeah, I had two picks. And it was funny because 1 minute it'll be this way, and the next minute, and then next, and I'm like, oh, that's my team right there. Oh, okay, that's my team. And then she just be like, the Adrienne
I was on a team,
face.
but I switched sides.
No, I didn't switch.
I was like, forget him. Good night. Goodbye. He took too long.
But it was. I knew that we know that she would do what she want to do and how she want to do it, and she was good in the areas that like she didn't need nobody co-signing. She didn't, if she wanted you to kind of co-sign, or not really about validation, but she'll bring it, like, look, let me just tell you, okay, let's, like, child, and da 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 da, and I'll be like, Okay, let me know how that work out for you, you know.
She would be like, child boo,
Right,
child boo. He could go somewhere. He took
right,
too long. Good
right.
night.
And I just laugh, you know, like I would just always, and then next thing I know, I be like, oh, that's my team. Oh, okay. Oh, and then she just give me that face and hit me with the child. And I be like, all right, I'm gonna leave you alone with that. But you're right, because her resilience and her strength that she had, you know, it can be perceived by by many men, I guess I should say, by many men as intimidating. But she found that happy balance in being vulnerable. That, look, I broke my phone. I need I need my phone fixed.
Right.
Like it was the extremes was from the phone to, like you say, taking your hair out, hey, cook something to eat, and then the light on the car. Which did the light ever get fixed? We never got the light fixed on the car. That was and it was that money was spent on that. A lot of money was spent on that, you know, and you know, I think I can talk about it now. I don't know who all knows it, but it's funny, but it's not funny because this is a car story.
Hold on.
I come out of my house going to the store and I get to the stop sign and I look over. That's my friend. And I'm like, I'm yelling her name before I even get close to her. And I'm like, friend, what's wrong? And she giving me the Adrienne face.
You already know.
And I pull, I'm on this back road and her car is in the ditch, y'all, okay? Just in the ditch. And she's standing by the road. And I done stopped in the middle of the road because, okay, what do I need to do? How do what we need to do? Because I need to go get him. And what, you know, and she's like, child, somebody, I already got somebody coming. I was like, do anybody know you're here? Like, you know, I mean, because immediately, and she just, don't ask. I was like, hey, chick, your car is in the ditch and you standing outside of it. No scratches, nothing. She got out. She's standing there. I was like, well, all right. They on their way. If you still here, because I'm just running to the store and I'll be back. If you still here when I get back, you know I got you. She was like, I know, but I should be okay. I was like, all right. And I think I called. I'm not sure if I called. I don't know. I can't remember if I called.
She gonna call me.
But I called to let him know to go check. But I think she was already gone because by the time I came back. And I'm just thinking, so I come and I tell her, I'm like, how in the hell is the car is in the ditch? How did she get in? How did the car get in the ditch? She would never tell me, and I just left it alone because I already know her in that car, that Audi, that black Audi. Well, I think that was an Audi, yeah. Oh boy.
All of them. Yeah.
Right.
What was it? A green Escort, Ford Escort in high school.
High school. Woo-wee.
That I don't know what it was. Well, what is it? Mercury retrograde. That's what it was. Her and cars, technology just didn't work well.
And she would admit it, like, I don't know. Here, you
read the whole manual, so she should know how to work it.
Retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The whole life. The whole time, because it was just, she would be like, hey, you know how to do it? Well, fix it, because I don't know, I don't care. Like, she would just do it, fix it. I'm up here because I don't know how to do it. They said push the button. I pushed it, and it's not working. And then it fell apart in my hand. I don't know. The whole back. How are you holding two pieces to the phone in your hand? I don't know. I sat on it. I ran over it. I put it on. I forgot to take it off of the car. Done ran over the phone. Dropped the phone in the drain. Just water right there. Oh, I gotta go get another phone. Blowing it. I'm just like, all right. But if she wasn't late, if she wasn't breaking the phone, if the car wasn't putting it down, it wouldn't be fun. We wouldn't have these memories, we wouldn't have these stories to tell because she was always late. You want her on time, you gotta pick her up. And then you gotta lie and tell her. You gotta tell her at least 45 minutes before that you're gonna pick her up so y'all can be on time.
That's the only way we made it to the Great Gatsby on time. I had to make her stay the night over my house, and I had to tell her it started an hour before it started. So then when we get to Tampa, she was like, oh, well, we early. And I'm like, yeah, nigga, because we was going to be late. Like, we wasn't going to get no seats. We wasn't going to get no, it was going to be packed. We want our best spot. And that's the only reason we made it on time is because I was like, it started at 8:30, Adrienne. We got to leave Kissimmee by 7:30 to get to Tampa by 8:30. Girl, bye. We got there at 9. But Adrienne got us free parking because ever so clever, she was like, you ain't got to even pay to park. Go ahead and just put the car right here. And then so as we trying to sneak park our car, here come one of our friends who didn't pay for parking, and he was like, well, I'm about to drive to the spot instead of parking right here so y'all can have my ticket. I don't know how many times that has happened to us. Where being late saved us some money.
There definitely are some pluses to her, and everyone have a story. Everyone that's on, the reason why I am talking, saying these memorable things to this level is because we're going to have these memories with not just Adrienne, but any of our loved ones, family, friends. And it's important that we come together and share stories, and come together and just, pay tribute at different times. You're going to have your moments. We're all going to have our moments. And then we have that next moment that come through. That next wave is like, she just ridiculous, like, with the things that she do, or, and we got to find humor in it, because every picture that I've seen of her from high school to date, she was always smiling. And then when she trying to get her little serious, sexy look on, it's like, okay. But again, back to what I said, she was a very private person. She only gave privilege to, select people and, into her world, and share intimate information and things, and just to have stories. There's stories beneath the surface, stories on the surface, stories just in passing. And, it's just, and we just hold on to them. We have to. So I'm saying to you, Anaya, your mama was loved. You've been seeing it. You've seen the outpour, not even knowing the people that knew your mama. But here, we knew who you were. And, I didn't want to mention it, last night, just because I was trying to keep my head in a good place and emotionally. But I was there when your mama met your daddy. I was I was part of the meeting, and you know, it's we said what we said, and we always had. And I was like, how did y'all manage to do this? You know, a perfect square into a circle. Like, how did you do that? You know, so there was always jokes that I had with her about it, but it was so loving, you know, to find the hardest of the men. Um, she made him like putty. He was like putty, and he was not that guy to just be somebody's putty. But yeah, she managed to finagle that one. So we got jokes about that. Oh boy, that was some fun. That was some fun stories. But all of us got our stories from her college, as you know, from the high school. I met her in high school, and you know, ninth grade, and we've been cool ever since. You know, you know personally, you know, just being around and everything. And I know you got Bettina, you got the Ayanas, you got Javette, you got Joanna, you got Renee. Those are some real tight people in her circle, immediate circle from, you know, primary school and high school, and middle school and the neighborhood. And you know, and then you have the next level of teams that, you know, and then the people that's come into her path these last few years. And it's just, and they will always love you. We know that. And she won't be forgotten. That's one thing that's definitely going to be the hardest thing to do, is forget her. So we thank you for allowing me to do this, you know, show on her behalf. It was important to me. It was a way to show different emotion in people, to be fun and, you know, bring a smile even in sad times. You know, a topic that is important, for those that it's important to. Dear future hubby, how are you preparing yourself? Um, and ladies, what are you trying? What do you want to see in dear future hubby? How are you putting yourself in place for him? Are you telling him what you want?
Mm.
Are you being real about it? Are you being vulnerable? Are you, you know, are you managing the expectations? You know, there's so many things. You can paint the picture of him, but he may not necessarily hit all the marks, but at the same time, he's there. He's probably there watching you be acting a fool, but just tell him, don't judge me. Okay. You let me be out here being single, so it's your fault. Now,
I got you. I'm gonna slide in here.
get in there, baby. I'm ready.
So, what I took from this is that she was a very personable person, right? She definitely commanded the room. When she got there, you knew she was there. Um, but also, I want everybody who's listening, watching, and understand that if you love somebody, if you're friends with somebody, this is the time to tell them. This is the time to make these moments and cherish them. Cherish the moments that you have with them, because tomorrow ain't promised. Tomorrow's not promised. You know, all my friends, cousins, families, people that come across, man, I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna continue. From this day forward, I'm gonna continue to let you know why you're living there, what you mean to me. Even if it's on a low basis, I'm gonna let you know that, hey, this is where we at, man, and I appreciate you for where we at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. This is part of the change in the narrative, man. This is part of reaching out to your neighbor. Because if you touch one person, that person touch another person, now you done touch two. that 2 can turn into 4. And next thing you know, it's a movement. You feel me? It's a movement. So if you ain't learned nothing today by hearing her dear future husband and hearing what these friends and family is saying, understand that we all have a duty to show the love, not just thank you, but show it while we're living.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So many know that the services will be this week. Friday is the viewing, and that is public from 4 to 6 at Mitchell's Funeral Home. I believe I said that right.
Yeah.
And then Saturday is a immediate family only service.
Understand.
I got it right. I said it like she said it. Okay. I said what I said. Okay. Immediate family only. We are all family, but we are not immediate
We
family.
ain't all equal.
Okay. And we like the third cousin family, okay? So the service at their home church, Southside, I always say
Church of Christ.
right. Southside Church of Christ, that is for the immediate family, and that's at 11 o'clock, right? However, it is being broadcast, and you can find it on their Facebook page, and that is the church's Facebook, Instagram,
YouTube.
and YouTube, right? And that service will be broadcast, and then around 12-ish, they will be at Woodlawn Cemetery, which is in Gotha, for the burial service.
And
that is open to the public.
Yeah.
And they are requesting that you don't wear dark colors because it's not going to be a dark moment. So try to wear something light and bright and Adrienne like.
Hey, bars.
Light and bright and Adrienne like.
Don't forget your mask.
Mask. Social distancing is definitely not an option. Hand sanitizer, no differently than you do every day in your regular routine of life. It's going to be hard. We know, because everybody, especially the friends that haven't seen each other, we're going to pray through this and we're going to hug, okay? Because that's what we're going to do.
I'm just going to
Taking your vitamins now if you haven't been taking them.
Right. Go ahead and do what you got to do now. I done already had 2 COVID tests and they're all negative, so I'm good.
I'm hugging everybody.
Because I don't, but now stranger danger. Okay. If you hear me say that, it's, just say it.
I'll be in full force, don't worry.
Right. I got my bodyguard right here. But yeah, so I just want to make sure for those that are tuning in that may have missed anything, that is the information. And again, that's Friday and Saturday. And if there's any donations and so forth, they will be the family. You can get that over to her sister Dracia or to Anaya. They can give me information accordingly. Well, I have some, but in case it's been updated, and then I can put that into the post. We do have the class of 94. We purchased a domain, AdrienneSkinner.com. It's a work in progress. It's for Anaya to use however she deemed necessary. Whether she want to start a foundation or whatever she want to do with it, she will have a tool for her mom's legacy from the class of 94. There's going to be resolutions from Evans High School as well as the city of Orlando that'll be being presented as well on this Friday at the viewing. And So I managed to make it through without crying.
I'm proud of him.
Uh,
But
I,
even
want,
if he did,
I want to honor everybody who came through. Appreciate you
I want
coming
to share one more memory. Sorry, I know I've been probably monopolizing y'all podcast, but this is how much I love my friend. I'm sorry. I'm drinking our favorite drink tonight. We used to have our $12 Costco. Whenever she knew I was going to Costco, she'd be like, give me a bottle too. So, excuse me. But I just want to share one more memory before you wrap this up.
Grab it. Go ahead.
So, last year, me and her was downtown. We went out to eat. We was going to, kind of like a little bar hopping type of thing. And we got to like the second place and she didn't feel good. So we was with the guy she was dating and his friend. And so I pulled the guy she was dating to the side and I'm like, hey, my friend don't feel good, but can I trust you to make sure she get home tonight, and she all right? And he gonna say, well, why you asking me? And I'm thinking to myself, maybe you don't know I know who you are, but I need you to make sure my friend get home. All right. She trusts you, so I'm trying to trust you. He didn't pass the test. So I was like, so I finally tell him, you know what? Never mind. I'll keep my friend. So I took her to the next place with us, but she started falling asleep in my fashion in the place we was at. So I was like, I looked at her the second time. I was like, we got to go. So come on, let's go. So I'm walking her back to my car. She didn't feel good. I hear somebody yell her name, Adrienne. And I turn around and I'm like, I swear I heard somebody say Adrienne, but I didn't see nobody. So I kept walking to our car and I heard it again, Adrienne. And I turned around and I see this little itty bitty figure running towards us. And so I stopped and I'm like, who? It was Joanna. Joanna seeing Adrienne's blonde afro from 3 blocks away, and she's running towards us in high heels, mind you. And she's like, she came all the way up to us. She was like, oh, so Joanna already knew me by that point. And she was like, oh, I had to just make sure. I knew that was my friend, and I had to make sure she was okay and in good hands because Adrienne make friends with everybody, and I don't necessarily trust everybody she make friends with. And I'm like, it's okay, girl. I got her. I'm gonna make sure she get home tonight. She's gonna be all right. She don't feel good. It's okay. And so Joanna's like, oh, okay, Rashonda. She trusted me a little bit because I went with her and Adrienne to dinner on Blanc the year before, so she knew who I was. And she was like, Rashonda, just be careful because Adrienne make friends with everybody. And she, I don't want her to I didn't want her going home with a complete stranger. And I was like, okay, girl, I got her. She good. She okay. So Joanna gave, we passed the test with Joanna.
Yeah.
And, and Adrienne, she didn't feel good. She didn't I don't know, she ate something earlier that day that just didn't agree with her. So she didn't really remember what was going on at that point. All she knew was she didn't feel good and I was helping her to the car. She don't even remember the whole Joanna part. But I told her the next day, I was like, girl, the fact that your friend came from 3 blocks away, saw your blonde ass afro all the way downtown, tells me that you got to be good people. Who the hell is chasing you with heels on at 2 a.m. just because they think it's you? And that has stuck with me. I told her that I actually just talked to her about this a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Girl, that's how I knew that day you was great people to be with, cause your friend chased you for 3 blocks just to make sure you was all right and in good hands."
That sounds about right.
Hey, Rashonda,
that's my memory. I want to tell Joanna this memory too, because I don't even know if she remembered this, because it was probably.
That sounds like something that Jay Moore would do. Rashonda, this is Bettina. That sounds like something that Joanna would do. We all went to college. Well, we started off friends in high school. And what we knew that we need to know who all of our friends were, just in case we needed to pull up. So that is funny. Thank you for sharing that. That is definitely
so gangster right there.
That is definitely a story. Thank you.
And the beautiful thing about it all is the fact that everybody are professionals. Like all the ladies are very dainty. We're you know, we handle business, but say what?
Don't get it twisted.
Oh, okay. And then everybody roll up in heels looking like Beyonce's and Rihanna's, and you know, but yeah, everybody sitting back ready to that we'll cut you, like, you know. Say what? Oh, we thought a broke dude said something. Oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. Sipping in Conversation. We are live every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Tonight was a special tribute to our dear friend Adrienne Skinner and dear future hubby. I'll try to make sure I get the PowerPoint over to you ladies. I'll probably email it to you, Dracia, so because I think it'll be easier for me to email it to you, or just, you know, we'll talk. Okay. And so you can get that PowerPoint that I have, and you know, however you want to use it, I don't care. But yeah, so I wanted to make sure we did that. So thank you all for tuning in. Same time, same energy on next week. And hopefully you all had a little smile on your face. All right. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Love you too.
Hit it, baby.
Get your music.